Have you ever thought about starting your own YouTube channel, but also wondered if it's really worth it? I know where you are. I felt the same thing. Being an over 40 creator is rewarding. You get fun, freedom, and yes, finances. Really good finances. However, you may have heard that it can take a long time to make money from being on YouTube. And honestly, that is not wrong. But what if I told you there's a way to make money as a content creator that didn't require you to have a huge following or any experience at all? I've done this and I have made $90,000. And I've also taught students like Phil and Ellie, who are both working full-time jobs, how to do this and earn thousands on the side. This is called UGC, User-Generated Content. And what you're doing is you're making videos for brands that they will use as ads or post on their social media pages. So in this video, I'm gonna show you why you should consider doing UGC instead of being a YouTuber. I'll show you why brands need creators our age and show you how you can start making that sweet online money doing UGC fast. So let's address the awkwardness here. Why is a guy on YouTube telling you to not be on YouTube? If we have a map, my name is Robbie. I'm a 51-year-old full-time creator. I've made videos professionally for about 13 years, and I've been a full-time solo creator for just about a year and a half. When I'm not making videos for brands, I am teaching people over 40 how to become content creators themselves. I've had this YouTube channel for over 2 years, and it has been challenging. I know how tempting it is to see the success of YouTubers and want to jump in right away, but is it the best way for you to start your over 40 content creation career if you've never made content? As someone who is still working on growing that channel, I can attest to the fact that doing YouTube is extremely difficult. There's a huge number of things that you need to master when it comes to YouTube. You need to be good at creating titles and thumbnails and writing scripts and analyzing your retention graphs and looking at your analytics and coming up with ideas that will get views. On top of that, you need the whole creative side. How to use a camera, how to use lighting, how to edit, how to perform on camera. When it comes to making money from YouTube, it can take months or even years to get your return on investment back. I have spent so much money on my editor and going in group coaching programs and buying subscriptions to come up with ideas faster and investing in equipment. Basically, YouTube is a money loser for me. And when a video you spent hours making only gets 29 views, that's demoralizing. I've spent days in a creative funk just trying to get out of that. And is that how you want to spend your time in order to make money as a creator, by just putting stuff out there and just hopefully something will work? And speaking of time, if you're a parent and you're working another job or taking care of an older family member, this is a huge time commitment that doesn't easily fit into everybody's lifestyle. The facts are this: if you're over 40, you don't have time to play the long creator game that is YouTube. So what are you really after by becoming an older content creator? Is it subscribers or is it something else? Now, a lot of people look at YouTube as this vehicle for fame, and you can become pretty famous on YouTube. But with fame, that brings a lot of negative things. You know, people leaving hateful comments and people writing you nasty emails. My dad is the kind of person who leaves nasty comments on TikToks. So that's a fun realization. When it comes to being a creator, what most people want is flexibility and income that fits with their lifestyle. I work about 40 hours a week. I work when I want, as long as I meet deadlines. I don't have pressure to get things done. I can work on a Saturday and take a Thursday off. That's what I want more than fame. I doubt you're the kind of person who wants to work 60 hours on a maybe this will work kind of project, which is what YouTube is. You want a creative endeavor that works with your life, not against it. You want something creative and fun and takes advantage of all the wonderful things that people over 40 have, like back pain and menopause and shoulder impingement, which I do need to go see a doctor about. So what's the path that lets you have the lifestyle of an older creator without any of the stress of being a YouTuber? That is called being a UGC creator, user-generated content. These are videos made by everyday normal people that brands put on their social media pages or use as ads. If you've ever been on Facebook or Instagram, you have seen a UGC ad. They look like testimonials, product reviews, skits, podcasts, and tons of other different styles. As creators, it's great because we don't need to post these on our social media pages. It is not about the amount of followers that we have. Brands just want to hire people that understand how to make great videos, and that is something anybody can do. You make the video, the brand posts it, you get paid. It is so much less stressful to be a UGC creator than a YouTuber. Trust me. If you're interested, I have a free guide for boomers and Gen Xers on how to get started doing UGC. The link to that is in the description below. So you're probably wondering, is this only something that 20 and 30-year-olds can do? Or is this something that anybody can do? Well, I'd like to introduce you to Phil. He is a former high school teacher who started doing UGC as a side gig, and now he's making thousands of dollars a month. There's also Ellie. She's a rabbi who wanted to do content creation and is doing really well over on Fiverr. The problem with Ellie is she's a Yankee fan. And as a Red Sox fan, what's your favorite baseball team? Let me know in the comments below. I won't judge at all. And finally, there's Dee Dee. She's an executive recruiter who does UGC in her spare time, and she even gets her dog involved. These are my star students. They're not influencers. They're just regular people who had a desire to do content and figured out how to do it, got rid of all their doubts and their insecurities, and are just crushing it as older UGC creators. And you can do it too. This is something I can help you with if you're interested. I do individual one-on-one coaching. Click the link below if you want to do that. I can't wait to work with you and make you my next success story of older creators crushing it doing UGC. One of the things that stops people from becoming older creators is they think that content creation is a younger person's game. But what if being over 40 was your advantage in the content creation game? Now, most UGC creators are in their 20s and 30s. These are younger people, usually women, who grew up being very comfortable with social media, and talking to the camera is just simply not a problem for them. The problem is that not every consumer is under 30. There are products like menopause and prostate and ED pills and gut health, and I don't know, I'm just trying to list off what is currently wrong with me. Brands are actively looking for people over 40 for their products. They want people who have that relatable experience, and you're over 40 and there's so much opportunity because there's just not a lot of people doing UGC, and you're not competing with 20-year-olds who are selling, I don't know, what do 20-year-olds buy? Like facial cream. Look, I've done everything from prostate to ED to hair loss to hemorrhoid products, and the checks for the hemorrhoid products clear just as well as the products for other stuff. So embracing your age is so smart if you want to make good money being a UGC creator. UGC is wide open, and people our age stand out in the best way possible. So I've been lucky enough to work with hundreds of brands, and brands love working with older creators because we bring a lot of things that younger creators just don't bring those to the table. Another thing is that we've had actual jobs that took place in offices. We know how to work with teams. We know how to work with deadlines, and we understand that dynamic of supporting people in order to get the project done. If you don't know how to follow directions, if you don't follow what's on a script or a brief, you're not going to get work. And as somebody older, you understand the flow of getting stuff done in a work environment. Another thing that's really valuable that younger creators don't bring is life experiences that are relatable. When you're talking to somebody over 40, you can talk about prostate, your health, getting your kids ready for college, dealing with trusts and wills and insurance and all those older people things. Those are relatable to people our age that are watching YouTube and TikTok and seeing our ads. And having a relatable face, somebody who looks like they've been through that, is so valuable in becoming a UGC creator because there's just not many of us who can speak to those life experiences. I've done so much back pain stuff. We bring authenticity to our work, and that is exactly what brands are looking for in UGC creators. Okay, let's talk numbers. How much money can you make as an older UGC creator, and how fast can you start making it? As a beginner UGC creator, you can expect to make between $75 to about $150 for one UGC video. As an experienced creator, you can expect maybe between $200, $250 to about $500 for one UGC video. It is possible to make $1,000 for one UGC video, but understand that is not typical, and that is not a 30-second video. That is something that is going to take you hours, if not a day, to completely film, and that's like a 6 or 7 minute video. As a part-time creator, you can expect to make between $1,000 to $3,000 a month. I'm full-time and I make between $3,000 to $6,000 a month. Yes, there are lower paying months. That's just part of the gig. But when it's slow, I'm allowed to enjoy my life, which is going to movies on an afternoon, taking 2 days off, going to theme parks, and just living life on my terms and my schedule. How fast you make money as a UGC creator depends on how much time you are investing in your UGC career. How many videos are you making, and how many brands are you reaching out to per week? This isn't passive income. You can't just sit around and wait for brands to find you. You need to be putting yourself out there consistently, whether that's on UGC platforms, which is something I talk about inside my free guide. Click the link below to learn more about that. And all that work will pay off. Since starting UGC, I have made just over $90,000. This is something that anybody can do, and you can do it too. One of the things that may stop you from being an older UGC creator is thinking that you need tons of equipment or an aesthetic house or even a studio setup in order to do this. But think again. What's the real barrier to entry to becoming a UGC creator? The only equipment you need is a phone, a tripod, an attachment to attach your phone to your tripod, a microphone, something to edit on, preferably a laptop or a desktop over there, and some lighting. Contrary to what the internet says, you do not need an aesthetically pleasing bathroom or kitchen to do UGC. This is not an aesthetic house in any way, shape, or form. What you do is you just find the right angle that looks pleasant and just move all your crap off to the side. That's what we all do. There are lots of resources out there on how to be an older UGC creator. Right now, I'm focusing on one-on-one coaching individually for personal guidance and constant feedback and accountability. Interested in that? Click the link below. I'd love to work with you. The only thing you do need is a willingness to try. So many people don't become creators because they're not even willing to put themselves out there to give it a shot. They quit before they start, and that's sad because there's so much opportunity for people to become older UGC creators. People with no experience are doing this, and you can do it too. Don't be one of those people that quits before starting. You can absolutely do this, and I can't wait to see your success. So by now you realize that you don't need to be a YouTuber in order to make money creating content, but you do need to learn how to reach out to brands in order to get those UGC brand deals. So watch this video, which is all about reaching out to brands and landing those sweet brand deals.